Josh? Hey, we rolling. Got to get to work. No power this morning. No power. But yet it brings everything back into perspective. Listen, economic collapse, shift, WROL, all the things we prepare and talk about. It will all be taking place without power. That is one of the reasons why, as far as food preservation and storage, I always preach the Mylar bags with the air oxygen absorbers and canning, because refrigeration is gonna be a thing of the past once this thing hits. But no power. Part of my power production. Look, I was still able to make my healthy smoothie. As part of my power production, I've got 2 river flow Ecos, solar generators, battery banks, whatever you want to call them. I got 2 of those. They're 700 watts a piece. One goes in one room, the other goes in another room. It runs the lights, it runs the television, it charges cell phones. It'll run the blender, it'll run the coffee maker. Not for a long time, but enough to get you through. It'll run lights and things like that for days. But then again, all the crazy stuff we talk about is going to be taking place when there is no power. So make sure you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed as far as power production, even if it's just for a little while, a couple hours a day. But let's talk about these tariffs now. We've been preaching, and again, non-political. It is what it is. We're all in this thing together. I've said since these tariffs started that it's going to be a disaster. I've been educated on how we used to use tariffs in the past, and they were a way of life, beneficial. They were a big part of our life. No money came out of our checks, taxes. It was all tariffs. But with that being said, we've moved into globalization. And I had a strong feeling that once these tariffs got put on China, China produces 70% of everything for the planet, y'all. If you need a number to stick by, just go with the 70%. Okay? Look, China produces 70% of everything on Walmart, everything on Amazon, everything for everyone. China produces 70%. If we mess up trade with China, we can't feed 70% of the population of the United States. If they stop shipping to us, let that sink in. So now this whole thing with the tariffs going back and forth, fam, China said, we've been here for 5,000 years before the United States, and we're going to be here for 5,000 years after the United States. I understand that things need to be done about the fact that we have given away our ability, wants, and needs to manufacture items. Whether it's just too much work, whether we just don't want to do it, whether China just does it cheaper, regardless, we have given away our ability to provide for ourselves. That's what we've done. And we've given it to someone that we're, not so much me, but a lot of the country considers an enemy that is feeding us. So now we're at a point as to where China isn't backing down on these tariffs. They aren't. And so now we got to bust a move. So apparently the 145% tariffs is just going to be, it's too high. It's just going to be too much. We can't sustain it. So now we're coming up with ways to cut back. Now this is the problem, fam. This is the problem. Every economist has said, first there will be economic wars because they show a country's true colors. Economic, trade wars. And then there will be kinetic wars. The trade war, the economic war has already started. It started a couple weeks ago with this tariff stuff. And the faster this economic back and forth trade war is done, the faster we move into a kinetic real life war. So China's not folding. So to a certain extent, we're going to have to fold. The tariffs are going to have to come back, because if we don't, in 2 weeks, we will start to see shortages. We will start to see, listen, everything exponentially goes up. Shipping, 18-wheeler companies, transportation companies will go out of business because there won't be enough freight to move, and the freight that they are moving, they're going to have to go up in price just to kind of keep their business alive. And when that goes up in price, not only does the price of goods from the tariffs go up, but the price of shipping goes up. It's just a disaster. And I already knew we more than likely wouldn't win this contest. I was hoping we could get some better rates. We can get some better trade deals going, it looks like that may happen. But we came out with the guns blazing when we should have came out actually talking about deals, or actually, I don't want to get into all of that. So now we're backtracking. The globe is watching us. BRICS is watching us. They're watching America do. Everybody says we don't understand what they're doing. Fam, I don't know. All I can say is just continue to prepare, because look, things are going to be turbulent. The uncertainty, not even the collapse, the disaster. It's not just that's going to cause the problems. It's the uncertainty of everything that is going to cause the problem. So prepare, continue to do the things. I hope all y'all had a good Easter. Crazy about the Pope, ain't it? And man, I am so thankful for my EcoFlow solar generators. They have been fully charged. I hadn't used them in like 4 months, but when I needed them, I went upstairs, grabbed 2 of them, brought them down, and boom, it was just like we had power again. All right, y'all be safe. Your boy Just Josh. Please prepare. Please prepare for turbulent, uncertain times. Your boy Just Josh. Peace.